Well, now to a shocking story about how terminal cancer patients are having to fight the government for NDIS support. My next guest has been battling stage 4 cancer for 2 years, which has spread to his lymph nodes, lungs, brain and bones. He needs mobility support, yet he was rejected from the NDIA in July because he had terminal cancer. Instead of supporting him, they said he should have palliative care, basically told him to go home and die. Asher Dinnen then took the NDIA to court and he won access to the scheme. But then they withdrew this signed settlement, and it took him 6 months of fighting for support when potentially he has only months to live. And it all cost him $25,000. We have to ask, is this really how the government treats the most vulnerable in our society? And Asher Dinnen joins me now live. Thank you so much for your time. And Asher, I'm so sorry for what you're going through. Every day is precious for you and your family. Is this how you want to be spending your time, fighting government bureaucracy?
Yeah, when you have a terminal illness like my own, every moment is precious and all you want to do is spend your time living your life as you wish. The last thing I wanted to spend the majority of the last year doing is fighting a broken system. But the reality is, if I hadn't have fought, I wouldn't have access to be able to live as I wish and as I have a right. I'm in a position where I have people and the support around me that help me fight the system. But the reality is there are thousands of Australians around the country that don't have my support and are falling between the cracks.
Asher, you're not alone here. We know that there are other cancer patients who've been told their disease is terminal and who are then refused support or cut off by the NDIA. I mean, what's the NDIA's excuse for this heartless and horrific treatment?
Yeah, there is no excuse. The reality is, when you have cancer like myself, you have to have harsh surgeries and treatments that can leave you with disabilities. In my case, I had a brain tumour which led to surgery, which led to loss of mobility in my leg, which meant I needed the support. When I spoke to people in the system, doctors, nurses, healthcare workers, they told me the NDIA was the place to go to get me access to the community. Things like mobility scooters so I could move around, things like a stair walker so I could leave my apartment, carers so my wife didn't have to spend 24 hours of a day working and taking care of me. So you can imagine my shock when the reason I was rejected was because I was told palliative care would take care of me. So when I reached out to palliative care to say, how can they help? They say, actually, we don't provide mobility support. We can't give you the access to the community you need. We can't send people into your home as you wish.
Yeah, I mean, this is just unbelievable.
It's quite shocking.
It is, and I'm sure everyone watching this tonight will be completely outraged that this is the system. Look, you're bravely now speaking out about this on this program to make a difference. You know, what would you like to see change?
Yeah, the reality is, when I tried to find out why it happened, they said to me, you know, all the professionals, that you've fallen between the cracks, and the last thing a terminally ill patient wants to hear is they've fallen between the cracks. The reality is, people with disabilities, regardless of how they got them or what stage of life, deserve care. And we're in a broken system that is basing decisions on ideas that have no basis in law, that have no reason to happen at all. So what needs to happen is, they cannot say you don't have access to a system because you have access to another system. These systems don't work together. They're not fit for purpose as well. And there is no reason or legal reason why you should be rejected from one to another.
Yeah.
So the reality is, that idea needs to change and needs to go away.
Yeah. Well, Asher, we will keep helping you fight this, and the idea that you've had to spend, you know, as you say, these precious days with all of this added stress is too much. Thank you very much for joining us, for your courage. We will keep raising this issue. I'm going to raise it with the NDIS Minister, Bill Shorten. We'll let you know tomorrow night what he says on this program.